Hey, I'm Caleb from YouCanMakeThisToo. So my wife likes to sew and she needs some new furniture, so I've modeled some up. And in last week's video, I finished the bar. This week, I'm working on the table for her. So I'm just getting some measurements down off my model. However, I'm not sure that how I modeled it is how I really want to build it, but I've got a few key dimensions to start from and then we'll go from there. But anyway, time to get out in the shop, start breaking down some plywood, putting this thing together. Have all the main components, that's the bulk of the body all together. Of course, on the side pieces, I have the toe kick notched out now and all these dados and grooves that are going to help everything align and come together a lot easier and more square than if I was trying to like jig everything into position. They'll add a little bit of strength because I have a lip to sit into, but I'm going to glue it and use pocket screws to hold everything together till the glue dries and add strength. And I'm really glad I finally invested and got a much better pocket hole jig than the little hand one I've been using forever. And one of the nice things about this that sold me on it is it doesn't just work vertically, but on all these big pieces, you can actually use it horizontally as well. So that's going to be a handy feature on these guys. So we'll get all the pocket screws in and put it together. All the exterior pieces have Total Boat White Elixir on it, and all the interior have Total Boat Halcyon Amber Gloss. So time for the somewhat intimidating part of pulling this all together. Hopefully with the rabbets and the pocket screws should be good and strong and go together smoothly. I'm not nervous at all. With the casework pretty much done, it's time to make the drawers. Got some rough poplar, so mill it up, make those. Drawers can be really tricky to get to ride nice and smooth. So I want to just kind of summarize what I did to recap. I have blocks that I use to hold all the slides at the same height and parallel to set the slides in place, so that way they're all in the same plane at the same level. That makes it easy. Then I use these little shims as spacers, one on each side, so I'd catch, you know, the full support of the drawer. made sure that they were flat against it, and put one screw on each side in the front. And I made sure, because these tend to have a hole, a horizontal slot and a vertical slot. With the spacer and having this rest, I knew vertically everything was good, so I put it in the middle of that horizontal slot to give forward and backward adjustment on each side. And pulled it forward, supported the back, did the same thing in a horizontal slot in the back. Then I was able to check it because I really want to make sure this is flush, because the drawer front I put on is going to be an overlay, so it's going to overlap. So I definitely didn't want this recessed, because otherwise when the drawer is in all the way, it'd be trying to pull the drawer front off the drawer box. Don't want that happening. Since I had that horizontal play, I could loosen those screws, flush up my drawer, then tighten the front, then tighten the back once I knew everything was good. And now I have a nice, smooth, perfectly set drawer that the front will go onto nicely. I sorted all the doors to figure out if there's a best end to be the top, because it's going to be more visible than the bottom, and also if one edge was better or worse. If there was a worse edge, I made sure to put that where another door is going to meet, so it'd be hidden versus on the outside. Now I'm going to use handy Craig jig to do all the hinges, because these are kind of tricky. If you're cutting all these out on a CNC, you could have it do that, but otherwise something like this, or you can make a jig. One of the things I really like about this jig is it actually has two small holes that actually match for these little wing screws that go in. And I like to shoot those first before the whole thing fills up with chips. The only aggravating bit is you can't really get two drills in, so you got to keep taking this one off in order to do those little wheels. The other handy thing is this has a bunch of measurements, so it's really easy to get these set the same distance in. If I was going to make a jig, I'd probably build it with a fence or something built on it, so it's just the same. But this makes this more multi-use, less of a, dedicated jig for a job. You can use it on anything. So got this glued up. The dominoes just help for alignment, not necessary for strength at all. Glue would have been just fine in this application. Then I put the penetrating epoxy on just to firm it up, because poplar is a pretty soft wood. Considering this is a work surface, it's going to see a lot of wear, so that's just going to give it a little more resilience. I'm not nervous at all for these little wing screws that go